It's always a good idea to look for ways to up your grilling game, and if you're not grilling lamb chops, then you're really missing something. So Julia's here, and she's going to show us a killer lamb chop recipe.
Yeah, I mean, lamb chops are really easy. They're hard to screw up, and they're easy to flavor. Perfect for company, and you look like a rock star.
Great.
Today, we're gonna flavor the lamb with some Middle Eastern flavors, really inspired by Zahav, the acclaimed restaurant down in Philadelphia.
All right, yep.
They have a lamb on the menu with sort of these same flavors, some fresh herbs, some pomegranate seeds, a few spices.
And lamb can definitely take a little bit more assertive flavors.
Yeah, so to start off, because the cooking goes so quickly, we're gonna make the sauce we're gonna serve with it first.
Okay.
It's a combination of fresh mint
Gorgeous.
and parsley. It's about 2 parts mint to 1 part parsley, so half a cup of mint to a 1/4 cup of chopped parsley. Just picking off the leaves. All right, I'm gonna start chopping up this mint.
All right, I'm going to keep going.
I'm gonna leave some of these pieces a little on the bigger side. Don't want it to be too fine.
Okay.
You don't wanna make pesto.
Right.
All right, that looks pretty good. Now over to the parsley. Use this bench scraper, which is a great tool for transferring things around the board. Here I have half a cup of pomegranate seeds. Right into the bowl go the chopped herbs. Now, to finish off this relish, I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic. I'm gonna use a rasp style grater to grate the garlic right into the bowl. I love doing this because it makes the garlic into really fine pieces that melt right into the sauce. You don't get any chunks. All right, a little bit of olive oil. This is 6 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil and some salt, just a 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. Oh, such a good color.
Beautiful.
Let's talk about the lamb. We're gonna flavor the lamb itself with a little bit of a spice rub. Very simple.
Love it.
Using, again, some kosher salt. This is 1.5 tablespoons of kosher salt, tablespoon of sugar. These chops are really small. They grill really fast. And if you want to get any color, a little sugar really helps that caramelizing on the grill. A teaspoon of ground allspice, a teaspoon of ground fennel, a teaspoon of granulated garlic, and a teaspoon of ground black pepper.
Great.
Yeah, just whisk this together.
Again, pretty assertive flavors there.
Yep, but as you mentioned, lamb is pretty strong. It can handle it.
Yeah.
All right, now for the main course here. Oh, gorgeous rack of lamb.
Beautiful lollipops there.
Yeah. You know, you can grill the rack as it is, but it's so much easier and faster to cut it into chops. Not only is the grilling time shorter, but they cook more evenly. There's more surface area for char.
Nice.
So these are 2 racks of lamb. They're about 1.5 to 2 pounds each. And this is American lamb, which has a milder flavor because it's finished on grain. Australian lamb, a little bit of stronger flavor, and it's usually a bit smaller.
Right.
So depending on your preference.
Right. Same with New Zealand lamb, same thing.
Yes.
Yep.
So this has a nice thick fat cap on the top. I'm gonna leave a little bit of it, but too much of it just makes a lot of flare-ups on the grill. So I'm gonna trim the bulk of it away. Now I'm gonna cut this rack into chops. And to do that, you want the chops to be evenly sized so they grill at the same rate, but the bones are always on a curve.
Right.
So there's a trick. You're gonna cut down through the meat, right between the bones, and then right between these 2 bones. But then at the end, when you see which way the bones are angled, you're gonna angle your knife and cut through.
And now you can basically gauge from the rest of them based on that first cut.
That's it. And a little knife angle.
It is beautiful. Just the right amount of marbling too.
Yep. Here's all the lamb together. We're gonna pat it dry and season it up.
Oh, you can smell that fennel.
Isn't that good?
That and they all spice together.
And that's what's fun about lamb. It can take some of these bigger flavors. You can have fun trying new things. And once you have the lamb cut like this, it's just so easy to grill. Even a beginner griller, if you're not that comfortable outside on the live fire, this won't let you down. It's really straightforward.
Well, so far there's some really good basics here. You know, cutting down your own lamb chops, making sure they're the right size, using a little bit of sugar in your rub because they're gonna cook quickly.
As I transfer these over to a baking sheet that we'll bring out to the grill, I'm just gonna sweep up any of that extra spice rub, make sure everything's nicely coated.
Bones and all too, huh?
Bones and all.
Great.
Now these bones are really nicely cleaned. If they're not clean when you buy them, you're gonna wanna trim them up. There's usually a lot of fat up here that causes a lot of flare-ups.
Okay, good to know.
Plus, nibbling on these bones when they're grilled is kind of one of the best parts.
One of life's pleasures for sure.
I'm just gonna finish putting these on the baking sheet and we can head out to the grill. Love what you're watching? Take your cooking to the next level with our Essential membership. Get instant access to thousands of recipes, tips, techniques, product reviews, and step-by-step videos. Our Members app allows you to search by ingredient, set dietary preferences, and save your favorite recipes. For those looking to level up, our newest feature, ATK Classes, offers more in-depth instruction led by ATK experts so you can gain greater confidence in the kitchen. Start your free trial by visiting the App Store or going to americastestkitchen.com/YouTube today.
Bridget, the grill is heating up, and it's time to finish off these chops by painting them with a little pomegranate molasses. Yeah, this is just a 1/4 cup of pomegranate molasses. Oh, it has that sweet, slightly tannic, fruity flavor. And, you know, it also has a little bit of sugar, so it's gonna help them brown, but it's just gonna add a lovely flavor.
Yeah, and it kind of picks up on the pomegranate seeds that you used earlier with the mint and the parsley.
That's it. All the flavors make sense when you add them all up. All right, we're gonna flip these over. I'm gonna brush the second side. You get some, you get some. All right, plenty enough left for the last one. Now, onto the grill. So I mentioned that it's been heating up. So what I have here is 6 quarts of charcoal. That's a full chimney.
It's huge.
Yeah, and I dumped it over just half of the grill. Now, we're not gonna use the half of the grill without any charcoal. What I wanted is a really intense heat. These cook through in 4 minutes. So you want enough time to actually get some char, some of that grill mark. So you need a really hot fire.
Gotcha.
All right, so before we cook, as always, we like to clean the grill grate. So using my wire brush, just to scrape off any gunk. Now we're gonna rub down the grill grates with a little vegetable oil. Make them nice and glossy. Also picks up any soot that might be on the grill grates.
Right.
And now, time to get all these chops on the fire.
Yeah, let me help you.
Oh, thank you, my darling. They cook really quickly, so I'm gonna work speedily and put them all on the grill. This last one, you're last to the party, but you're gonna sop up a lot of this extra goodness, Mr. Last Chop. All right, on the grill it goes. Now again, just 2 minutes aside, flipping halfway through, nice brown on either side, a little bit of char. But we're looking for an internal temperature of 135 to 140.
Okay.
All right, oh, look at that. I just picture perfect, right?
That looks like it's straight from an ad
It
in a
does.
magazine.
And if they get a little stuck, you can just wiggle it back and forth. You don't want to wait for them to release on their own because they'll overcook at that point. So a little wiggle. Oh,
Gorgeous.
perfection. You can see some over here are browning really well, others aren't. So just move it around, especially the little guys. He's not going to cook so quickly. He needs a little more browning.
Right.
All right, so just another couple minutes on this second side.
Okay.
Now, I like to start with the smaller chops because you really don't want to overcook those. And again, we're looking for 135 to 140.
There.
137. Perfection.
Nice.
All right, so I'm going to get these right off the grill
Okay.
before they overcook.
You know, lamb is one of the things that's great to use on your grill because it seasons the grill great as you cook it.
It's true.
Kind of like sausages, too.
Exactly. Those are picture perfect.
They sure are.
It's so easy. They do have to rest for 10 minutes before we can taste them. I'm going to cover this with foil and we can head inside.
Lovely.
Bridget, these chops have rested for 10 minutes and they are almost ready for eating. One last thing I'm going to do is brush just a little bit more pomegranate molasses over them.
Of course you are.
Not a lot. This is just a tablespoon. Just a little hint of that fruity flavor. Just a veneer, just on one side.
Yeah, that pomegranate molasses is very, very potent. Doesn't take a lot. And if you can't find pomegranate molasses at your supermarket, we've got a great recipe on our website for a homemade version.
You know me, I like to gussy up the platter just a little bit. And the colors of this relish, I know. I mean, this is really easy.
This is gorgeous.
This is rock star status grilling. I'm gonna give you,
Oh my goodness.
I know you, and I know you love lamb, just a little more relish.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
They're like little jewels.
Now, there are forks and knives here. I will not be offended if you pick them up and eat them like lollipops. I start with the fork and knife.
Okay.
And then by the time I get to the bone, I'm using my hands.
Of course. I mean, it already comes with the utensil.
Exactly.
Check that out. Oh, look at that color.
perfectly medium rare.
Beautiful.
And just that 10-minute resting time means that the pinkness is evened out. The combination of flavors is surprising and lovely with the lamb. It doesn't overtake the lamb, but it gives it a little something.
And there's just a little bit of that fat on the edge of the lamb chops that crisped on the grill. Gorgeous.
For full episodes of your favorite cooking shows, head over to ATK's Full Episodes channel on YouTube. You can stream complete seasons of America's Test Kitchen, Cook's Country, and more. See you there.